Hello and welcome to episode 5 of JK Cast with Justin and Keely. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing all right. We just got through a long day of recording. It's also Sunday, so a lot of sports on, so that was a little exhausting.
Yeah, you were a little distracted for a few hours there.
Well, I wasn't distracted. I was very, very focused on the games that we're playing. But you were getting some thumbnails done.
Yeah, I made some really creepy Witcher thumbnails.
I don't think they were creepy.
They're very creepy. Pretty much I took pictures of our faces and put them on Geralt and Ciri's bodies and tried to make them look like they were art pictures. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, I mean, you just photoshopped our faces onto their bodies.
Yeah, it was.
But
really
you kept
weird.
The character's hair and facial hair
Yes.
for Gerald. Yeah, so that was really cool. I thought it would look pretty good.
Mm-hmm. I think mine looks better than yours because your skin tone was still very
Yeah, well,
pink, orange, tan, and I think it needs to be more pale.
yeah, I don't really have pale skin like the Witchers do. Plus, in a lot of Gerald's pictures, he's always in like something dark.
Mm-hmm.
And, like the background's dark, so there's like shadows and like it's gray on his face. Yeah, which I mean, like we don't have the same, we don't have like the ability to replicate that in an actual setting, like taking a picture of me with that same lighting. We'd have to Photoshop it later, and we don't even have Photoshop. We have Paint.net because it's free. It's a pretty good tool.
It works.
Yeah, but it is free.
Yeah, that's how I've been making all of the thumbnails.
Mm-hmm.
Is in Paint.net.
Yeah. We use Premiere, which is like $25 a month to edit videos.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we could get Photoshop for about the same price, but I just can't see myself justifying that purchase in my head for just the thumbnails.
Right.
Considering like a lot of the things we do is not like Photoshop, quote unquote.
Right. Like especially when Paint.net works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only problem
we had a free trial of Corel Painter when we got the Wacom tablet.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, artistically, it was a great software. Like all the different brush types, and the Wacom tablet has pressure points in it. So when you are using the pen, it will, depending on how hard you press on the tablet, it'll change your brush stroke size. And on Paint.net, you can't do that. It's just whatever you have set, no matter how hard you press on the tablet. So
right. But the only reason we moved on to Paint.net, I've used Paint.net before, and I really like it. It's pretty easy to use. It's got very generic features.
The layer management
is really
yeah, where it is at on Paint.net.
Yeah.
That Corel Painter, you could have multiple layers, but you couldn't see anywhere like a list of all your layers and which one you were on.
Mm-hmm.
And you could go between the layers, but you didn't know which one you were on when you're doing it. It was all very strange.
Yeah, Paint.net, the biggest plot is like honestly, artistically, like it's the reason why we got the Wacom tablet was for drawing.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of our Mario stuff was hand drawn.
Right.
The Witcher, The Witcher being a realistic game, it's a lot harder to draw that.
Right.
But we got it because we were doing the Mario, and in the future we'll use it a lot more when we're doing other animated
like
games.
Nintendo and animated, yeah.
But it came with the Corel paint thing. Fantastic for the art, but terrible in like its being user friendliness,
right?
And just like kind of like you said with the layers, where Paint.net you could really it's easy to see the layers, it's easy to switch between layers, switch the visibility.
So I made our Mario characters on Corel, and then we moved them over to paint.net
Mm-hmm.
to actually make all the thumbnails.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it definitely was easier to do like shading and stuff on Corel, but
Yeah, definitely when you're doing like way more technical things like shading
yeah,
and kind of like
adding light.
light and blurring and kind of
All of that was way easier, but you can't like make a full thumbnail because you just can't see what layers are active and all of that.
yeah. And I'm sure there's people out there like, whoa, like I know exactly how to use it.
It's so easy, but I couldn't figure it out.
It seems to be like a lot more tailored towards people that do like digital painting, like that will do like portrait and completely hand drawn things. Whereas like we were drawing like one thing and then flipping it to like putting like a picture background and like text and stuff, you know, the logo of the game or whatever.
And I think paint.net works really good for that.
Yeah. Especially with just how user friendly it is.
Yeah, so we're happy with that one.
Yeah, and like pretty satisfied with that, and so I just can't justify going to Photoshop
right
just for that.
I think we would have to find another use for it, really.
Yeah, we would. Which I mean,
it does a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I'm sure like in my head I don't understand the full like with like drawing and stuff, like maybe there's more to be done there. Like maybe Photoshop has a lot more to offer than I think it does. But other than that, I don't think it's we can't justify the purchase. Yeah. I don't think it's worth it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty difficult doing the stuff with Creole, but what was it? Why do I keep saying?
I don't know. Now I can't remember. It's like Corel Painter.
Corel
Painter.
Okay, I keep saying Creole.
I don't know why.
Because that's what in my head.
Creole's like a language.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah.
Like it's Cajun?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so yeah. That's what we've been doing. The Witcher, got a ton of thumbnails made. We've got some other things planned that probably won't happen for a while because I don't quite know how we're going to film them yet. The reason why I'm bringing it up is because I don't want, because we do like Minecraft Minigame Mondays, Fall Guy Fridays, whatever game we're playing for our Let's Plays, your Get Readies with me, and then your Saturday videos. But I didn't want. I wanted to let people. There is other content coming, but we're just working through how to. But also like we've put out like 40 videos at the time of recording this.
Yeah, at the time we're recording this morning, we had 37 videos
uploaded, and we've been up for less than a month
since the 9th. Yeah.
Oh, geez, it's been less than 20 days. So like, I guess you can't fault us for that.
Yeah, we have a lot of ideas in the works.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll get there.
Yeah. I think we're just kind of like, because we kind of started this at a weird time around Christmas.
Yeah, with the holidays, we've been so busy.
Yeah. And then so I was like, I think we're like waiting for like the new year to come, and then we'll have like a cool down period. Like, okay, that's all behind us.
We have time to get all this stuff out.
Yeah, we have all time to get all this stuff out, and like, okay, we can move on and actually get into some other things.
Yeah, because we're gonna be gone for like a week coming up, and we've been kind of rushing to put together a lot of stuff so we don't break the schedule.
Yeah, because when is this coming out?
This is
coming out like the third. No, like.
This is next week.
This is next week?
This is next week, yeah.
Oh, so this is coming out like the 5th. Oh, no, like this coming Wednesday. Oh, so this is coming
in like 3 days.
Oh, so this is coming out like the 30th.
Yeah, and then the next one will come out the 5th.
Okay, so this is before the new year.
Yeah.
Okay. I was in my head I was thinking like, oh, this is going to come out like kind of like the first week in January, and then no, okay. Yeah. So yeah, we were trying to like, yeah, I guess we kind of planned it bad of starting on December 9th, but then like 20 days after that, we can't upload for a week. So right now we're like trying to like put everything together so we don't miss any we've haven't missed a day so far. We've uploaded every single day.
Right.
Since we started the channel, we've uploaded
2 videos. 5
two
times.
2 videos 5 times a week. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, so like we're less than 20 days in right now, 37 videos. I'm very happy with what we've done.
I was looking at the channel this morning. So usually Justin does the majority of the editing, and then I'll edit the makeup videos. And then I usually do all the thumbnails, and once Justin's uploaded the videos, then I'll go on YouTube and do the like whole description and schedule it and put the end screens on and attach the thumbnails.
Right.
And then I'll schedule a post on social media.
Yeah, you also do all the social media.
Yeah, if I think that we're going to do a social media post for that. Okay, so this morning when I was doing all of that for the videos that are coming out Monday through Wednesday. Oh, I guess, no, this one's coming out next Wednesday. The one that I just edited this morning is coming out in 3 days. So this one's for the week after.
So 4 is coming out on 30th, and this one's coming out on the 5th.
Yes. So this morning when I was getting all the info in and making thumbnails for the videos coming out this next week, I was just looking at everything, and I got it done so that all of the videos that Justin had uploaded had all their thumbnails and their titles and their descriptions, and I was just looking at it. I was like, oh, I love our channel. It's so cute. Yeah,
no, like 100%, like, you know, more than anything, like this is like, you know, what we started, you know, again, you know, we do have jobs, and we're doing this as a hobby because we wanted to do it. We like creating things. You know, I like cooking a lot. I like creating things. So we started doing this because it was also something that we could do together with the video games, the makeup videos, the whatever. And so even you know, even doing like just, you know, the videos that get like, you know,
like 10 4 views.
Yeah, 4 views, 10 views, whatever. We have 33 subscribers right now. You know, one, like, we haven't been up for long. You know, I'm sure I might feel different if we were like 3 years into this project and we were at like 33 subscribers and 4, you know, at that point I'm like, you know,
probably time to retire.
Yeah, because
like, it was fun.
Yeah, like at no point do I want to be like, oh, I want to be like one of those people with like millions and millions of subscribers and like, you know, like whatever. Because like, you know,
I feel like it's so hard to get to that point.
One, it's so hard to get to that point, but like also like, I don't know, that seems kind of stressful to me. It seems like really intimidating.
A lot of eyes on you.
Yeah. But like at the same point, it's like when you do create something, you want people to enjoy it, you know? You know, no matter how, you know, I like cooking, like I said. If I make a meal, however much I enjoy that meal, if people don't like it, it's kind of like a failing. It's kind of like, oh, well,
yeah, I
didn't make a good meal. You know, I could have the best time in the world while I'm doing it, make it a shitty meal, and still be like, that wasn't as satisfying as it would have been if someone actually enjoyed it. Yeah, so, you know, as much as we do like doing these, I mean, it seems like people do enjoy it now.
Yeah, so far, yeah.
I don't think we've gotten any like hate mail.
No hate mail. One spam comment that I had to delete.
Spam?
Yeah.
Was it just someone like advertising their channel?
No, it was like, I don't even, like, it was some link in like a language I don't know. And
oh, yeah, no.
Yeah. YouTube alerted me and I was like, yeah, go ahead and
yeah, I feel like if YouTube alerts you of a comment, it's probably not that good.
It was so weird. It was like on one of our first videos and I was like, because I have it set on all of our videos that if somebody has like a potentially hurtful comment or whatever, that I have to approve it. And so it was like one of our first videos and someone had commented. It was the first time someone had commented on one of our videos. And I thought that that I was like, oh, do I just have to like approve all comments? Like that's a lot of work or whatever. And then I looked at it and it was like some spam thing, and I was just like, delete.
It's so strange. Like, what was their...
I don't even know. It wasn't English. I don't know what it was saying.
Right, but I mean, like, what's the end game there? That they get like a few clicks?
Right, like some rando video that like nobody has seen.
When I'm sure they could just like wait for like a big YouTuber to like post something, and like the second they post a comment on it.
Right. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what the end game was with that.
It does seem weird that how does it work with what if you don't approve the comment? Does it just
delete?
You
say delete.
No. What if you don't respond to the prompt?
It's just in limbo.
Oh, it's in limbo. Okay. Mm-hmm. I didn't know if there was like a time like
that it would just go up.
It would go up, or it would just get deleted or whatever. Because I'm sure at some point there's bound to be some mistakes made with the. I'm assuming it's a YouTube bot that like catches it. We've just been yawning back and forth.
I know.
Which is like we're facing each other right now.
Try not to look at you.
So like you yawn, and I'm like, oh, and then I yawn, and then I turn back, and then you're yawning. I'm like, oh, and now I have to yawn.
I turned around when you started.
Now I'm just saying the word yawn, and I want to yawn again.
Me too.
And usually I'm a pretty loud yawner.
Are you holding it back?
I am, and that's probably why I've yawned so many times, because I'm not.
You're not satisfied.
I'm not. My body's like, what are you doing? Like, you got to yawn like you normally
it's
yawn.
Like, I need your like cathartic yawn of.
Yeah. My yawns and my sneezes.
They're so dramatic.
I've got a real big dad sneeze.
I don't understand why it's called dad.
A dad sneeze?
Yeah.
Bro. Dads have those sneezes that can just like an auditorium full of people could be like talking and have their own conversation. One dad would sneeze, room would fall silent. That type of sneeze. That's the type of sneeze I have.
Yeah, I feel like you just do things loudly to make me annoyed.
I don't. I mean, I don't cough loudly. Do I?
I feel like you do everything loud. And you just like randomly like yell and...
I do definitely randomly make loud noises.
Yes,
but
you do.
I don't think my coughs are loud.
Okay.
But I definitely think
your yawn is incredibly loud.
My yawns, my sneezes. Also an incredibly fun word to say. Sneezes.
Sneezes.
Yeah, my sneezes are very loud. You sneeze wrong.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It seems like you hold your sneezes in.
Well, what else would I do?
Well, sneeze.
No.
Sneeze out of your...
Why would I do that?
Because your body's like sneeze, so you sneeze.
Yeah, so you just you don't sneeze all the way, and then you blow your nose. Because if you sneeze all the way, then your throat itches, and it's very uncomfortable.
That's what I'm saying about you sneezing wrong.
I don't do that.
That's not a... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe...
I hate sneezing.
You do. You hate hiccups. You hate sneezing. You hate...
Who would not hate hiccups? Hiccups are the worst.
I mean, like...
Do you feel, like, grateful to get hiccups?
Oh, I wouldn't say grateful.
You love hiccups?
I don't love hiccups, but I wouldn't say I hate hiccups.
I hate hiccups.
Because, I mean, hiccups are pretty easy to get rid of.
No, they never go away.
No, see, that's not my life.
I've done all the things.
What? No, the thing I taught you works, does it not?
No, it doesn't.
I feel like you don't.
It works like a third of the time.
So how I learned to stop hiccups is that you have to, without drinking water or anything.
Swallow 10 times.
3 times.
Okay, whatever.
Swallow 3 times as fast as you can.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
But it seems like you can't do it.
Well, I'll swallow like once and I'll hiccup in the middle of it. I don't know what you want me to do.
I don't know.
Why'd you just swallow? You don't have hiccups.
Well, I know, but I was trying to
to show me how to swallow.
No,
yes, I was trying.
No. I was trying to get the feeling so I could like more articulate this thought of like, Because, like, you know, the first one's pretty easy. You're swallowing whatever saliva was in your mouth. But now your mouth is dry. Mm-hmm. And you have to swallow again. And maybe you can get to... But then that third one, it's pretty tough. And so that's, forces your body to focus on something else. Plus you're swallowing, which is like the whole, diaphragm, whole that system, reflexes. And it's kind of like a little reset button. But I just feel like you can never get that... I never feel like you can get the swallows in a quick enough sequence.
That's probably it.
Yeah.
Because right after the first one, then I hiccup. And I'm like this.
Well, you gotta wait till you hiccup and then start the swallows.
I always just, I would do, like, take a sip of water and, like, try to hold off the hiccups for 10 seconds and then swallow the water. And that is most effective, but you have to, like...
Have some water
and, like, also be able to wait 10 seconds before hiccuping again, which is a struggle. And I just feel like all of the hiccup cures or whatever are stupid.
I think cure is a strong word for hiccups. Because, I mean, like, realistically, what do you think the longest time you've ever had hiccups is?
Like a few hours.
Really? A few hours? Jesus.
I hate hiccups, babe. They're so painful after the first, 10 minutes.
Painful? I don't think I've ever had hiccups more than half an hour.
Because then you're, trying to drink water to do all these, different things to, try to make them go away. And then you just have a bunch of water in your stomach. And then you keep hiccuping for hours. And it hurts. It's so painful. I hate hiccups. Like that, you just don't understand the pain that comes with them.
I don't.
To be able to hate them. Like every time I get hiccups, I'm like, oh no, what if they won't go away again? It's the worst. It's like a fear.
I feel like you read that the world record book when you were a child of that guy having hiccups for 60 something years.
Yeah.
And then now you're just terrified of having hiccups for that long.
I'm just I know I get them longer than the average person. So I get them at work sometimes, and people will make jokes about oh, you've been drinking. I'm like, no, I just
Why
I'm
is that
a
a thing? I've never gotten hiccups from drinking.
I know. It's supposed to be I guess because if you're drinking, because it's
swallow air.
It's like you get air trapped, right?
Supposedly.
And so I guess they're saying if you're drinking a lot, then you I don't know, swallow air. Yeah.
I guess. Because I was in the Dumbo movie. It was he drinks some alcohol or some soda water or something. And he starts hiccuping.
I've never hiccuped.
And I'm that never made sense to me. But off the top of my head, thinking of a cure for hiccups, I have never heard of this, but I bet it would work if you get hiccups and just someone punches you really hard in the diaphragm, a really good uppercut. I bet that would
probably work.
I bet that would stop your hiccups.
Or you can try that next time.
You want me just to uppercut you in the diaphragm?
I don't know. Maybe.
I feel like you would die.
I would die?
Yeah. I know. Can't. I'm stuttering. Biggest thing is that it would probably knock the wind out of you. Mm-hmm. And I feel like you just, from there, you would never get it back.
What do you mean?
I don't know. You and your asthma. I don't know.
The wind would be my wind.
It'd be forever gone.
You've stolen my wind.
Yeah. But when I was in, I want to say 8th grade. No, it was definitely high school. Sophomore year. 10th grade. It was an even number. 10th grade. My
I don't know the year, but it was
my business class. My I don't know.
What?
It had business in the name, but you learn to type.
That's a stupid class. I can't believe you took that in 10th grade.
Well, it wasn't just
learn to type.
It wasn't just learn to type. We did a
Don't you do that in elementary school?
Okay, check your privilege. My elementary school did not have computers.
Yes, it did.
Okay.
It 100% did.
It definitely did not.
It did.
No, it did not.
Babe, every school in CFB had computers.
Okay, we never had the privilege of using them.
Okay, maybe they just took a look at you and you're gonna break the computers, so
So get
You're
out of
gonna sit
here.
over there.
But okay, now you're wanting me to make, so like in this class we did typing, but we also learned how to use like Excel, Word, and become proficient and get certificates in that. And then we also did like a stock market project.
Okay.
It had business in the name.
I don't know this class, honey. I didn't take it.
Okay,
So
well,
keep
you're
going.
lost.
Keep going with your story.
We had a substitute one day, and someone had hiccups in the class, and she gave us this insane way to get rid of hiccups.
Okay.
And it was to imagine the last time you saw a white horse. Now, the whole point of this is that most people don't realize or know the last time they saw a white horse, because people aren't seeing horses all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So it was supposed to just make you think kind of hard about whatever this is.
Right.
And supposedly the same part of your brain that controls hiccups
controls the white horse memory.
Controls like your imagination. And so if you start using your imagination and take up a lot of that brain power, it forgets about the hiccups.
Wait, so it's like so like you're making up a scenario?
No, but it's like you're like thinking about it, and you're like, when you're thinking about something, you've got like an image in your head. That's kind of imagination.
Okay.
But it worked for the student that was in the class. So, but like if you ever if someone has the hiccups and you go up to them, you're like, when was the last time you saw a white horse? You just sound like an idiot.
They're like
they might
the white horse memory.
Their hiccups might stop
out of confusion.
Yeah, just to
So answer me this: is the same part of the brain that controls hiccups the part of the brain that controls confusion?
Possibly.
That might work.
And I was like, is it one part of the brain that controls imagination?
That's insane. I don't think she was correct on any of that, but
she was a substitute for a typing class, so I wouldn't take her word for it.
I thought you said it was a business class.
It had business in the name.
But it was mostly typing?
Yeah, but they didn't know how to type. I mean, it was mostly like typing, Word, PowerPoint, Excel,
Is it
Access.
Like information technology or something?
It was not IT. It was not IT class.
I don't know, babe. That's kind of what it sounds like.
It also had an M in there. But you didn't take any easy classes in high school? If you answer no, I'm going to be so upset.
I'm trying to think of some. I think I took my easy classes in the summer.
What? What? No. You take easy classes.
Yeah, I took government.
Because you don't you
took government and economics during the summer.
No. I also took government economics at the summer at the local community college, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not what I'm talking about. Yes,
okay,
they were easy.
So the issue is here. I'll tell you. So I took all, the normal classes.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of my electives was always orchestra.
Okay, I did band.
Right. And then my other electives, I was in a biomedical academy in high school. And so my other electives were always biomedical electives. So, I mean, they were moderately easy, but they weren't like a blow-off class.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I ended up graduating with a veterinary technician's assistant certification. So they were all building to that.
Oh, okay.
And I had to take a TVMA certification exam as my final in the class and do an internship and stuff. So none of them were
oh,
blow off classes that.
That's so sad.
I don't think so. I had fun.
Well, yeah, but I mean having fun in a blow off class is different. But did you
I
do?
guess chemistry is kind of blow off.
People are listening to this and they're like, "What happened to this person?"
I remember.
How are her spirits so broken?
I remember in my AP Chem class, I near the end of the year, I just started bringing the AP study book to class and doing that instead of my assignments. Or I would do my assignment very quickly at the beginning of the class. And then I would just be doing the AP study book. And my chem teacher kept getting mad at me because she was like, "Kelly, you have to pay attention." I was like, "I already did it. I need to do well on the AP exam, and I guess.
Did your college take the AP credit?
Yes.
They did?
Yeah, just for Chem 1, but then they like convinced me that I should take it again
Oh,
because
I
it
was
was
gonna
so much
say-
harder.
I was gonna say, I thought you did take Chem 1.
I know. They like SMU does it a lot. They like tell kids, well, it's a lot harder here, so you want to transition into it and blah blah blah. I didn't go. I went to like 2 days of my Chem 1 class because it was the exact same.
It was, yeah. That's how it was at
and
my
I already
college.
knew all of it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Chem 2 I took in Jan term, which is like 8 days.
That was wild that you did. I'm like, oh.
It was so much fun because I already knew all the shit because it was the same as the high school class.
Right.
So if anyone's listening that is considering retaking a class that you already have credit for to transition into college, I would say no. I would say don't do it. It's a waste of time and money.
Yeah, waste of time and money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same.
SMU didn't even take my my college credit from a different college. I'm like, all right, thanks.
Yeah.
Cool. Put me back in my degree. But man, I took so many blow-off classes in high school.
I just don't understand. I feel like all of the high school classes are already easy.
Yeah.
Like
No.
I was never studying except for like senior year when I was taking BC Calc.
Yeah, but
I was never studying.
Yeah, but you had assignments to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how long did those assignments take?
I did them during other classes.
Right. So when I mean never... blow-off classes, I mean I took that business whatever class.
Yeah.
I took 3 years of computer science. I took independent study.
What's independent study? What did you do?
It's independent study. It means I got a teacher to sign a form, and then I hung out in their classroom and watched Game Grumps on my phone for an hour. That's a blow-off class.
Okay.
3 years in computer science, I was playing Minecraft and shit.
Okay.
The typing class or whatever, just playing on the computer, you know. What's the other one? I was a student aide.
Oh right, you're a student aide for the library.
At first, I was a student aide for the culinary teacher.
Oh, that's
which
weird.
There's not a lot of written assignments because that's what teachers' aides do. Is they do.
They grade. And
yeah,
stuff,
they grade and stuff. And she had a quiz every Wednesday, so I'd grade on Thursdays. So I only showed up on Thursdays. And after a semester, she complained, and I got moved to the library.
She complained that you didn't come
Yeah.
other days?
Yeah, and they're like, why don't you go? I was like, she doesn't need an aide. I was like, take her aide away. Make her grade her own quizzes.
Yeah.
Plus, I didn't even like the teacher. She thought she was like a chef. She thought I'm like, calm down. But yeah, I got moved to the library, but then I helped them fix their projector cards.
That's so cute.
Which was really just hey, you're missing this cable. That's why it's not working. Where could it have gone? I'm like, I'm sure a kid took it out so that it wouldn't work and they wouldn't have to do their assignment in class. But that's what I mean by blow-off classes. Where you don't have to do anything and then you get an A.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, and I took so many of them.
Never heard of that.
You never heard of independent study?
No.
You didn't have that?
I mean, I've never heard of someone actually doing it. I had one friend that did an independent study so that she could take linear algebra from UNT online.
No, our independence. That's not what I'm.
Justin's face is blank.
I'm like, what? And it's weird. It's weird, considering it's all the things you did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, obviously the vet thing, something I never got and something you actually used and whatnot. But say if you were in not in the academy,
right?
And you were doing all that, but it still didn't take any blow-off classes. I'm like, so strange to me.
If I wasn't in the biomed academy, I probably would have done the engineering academy.
If you weren't in an academy at all,
well, that just seems like a waste of time.
It's high school. It's all a waste of time.
I mean, If you choose for it to be a waste of time, yeah.
Explain to me how it wasn't a waste of time.
Well, if I went into medicine, it wouldn't have been a waste of time.
Okay. But you didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of sad.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I mean, so I wanted to go to vet school since I was like a kid. And when I started... What?
I was going to say, no, continue and I'll get into my thought. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Okay. So I wanted to go to vet school since I was a kid. And so I started in this biomed academy. They had a veterinary medicine, like, section, I guess, in the academy. And I, took a lot of classes pertaining to that. I raised animals in the FFA. I know. We'll get into that later. But then I did my internship for 2 years at a local animal hospital. And I am, like, really allergic to animals.
It seems like for, like, a while, like, because you were around animals, you had it under control.
Yeah.
But, like, now when you go back around animals, your allergies are terrible.
I know. And I, like, always had cats growing up. And I'm much more allergic to cats than dogs. So I thought I was okay. But working in an animal hospital is, like, a whole different level. Because there's just so many. And there's so many different animals and all the different allergens. And, oh my gosh. I remember one day I was doing blood work in the lab area during winter. And the heater was on. And the heater's, like, directly over the counter where I was doing this blood test. And I remember getting so lightheaded, I was like, I'm about to pass out. And I had to, like, go lay down on the dog x-ray table. And so I was like, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe this isn't, like, the vibe. Also, vet school is so expensive and so hard to get into because there's not as many of them as there are, say, like, medical schools.
Well, yeah. And what sucks is, like...
And your salary when you get out, like, the median salary, not for starting, but the median salary for, like, all vets is, like, 88 to, like, 95,000 a year.
Yeah.
And you have to go to 4 extra years of school.
Yeah.
And I could get to that salary within, like, 5 years of working without doing all of that and starting off later in my career. And
yeah.
It's just like, ugh.
And I was in kind of the same boat as you. When I was a little kid, I wanted to grow up, be an orthopedic surgeon. And, like, from, like, the time I was 5, I wanted to be that. Very specific. Yeah, very specific. But, like, I can't even remember how I came up with that. But I'm sure I heard it once. Because I remember when I was very young, I wanted to be a pilot.
Okay.
I dressed up as a pilot for career day. And, like, talked about that and whatever.
Cute.
At some point, I decided I want to become an orthopedic surgeon. But, like, what I was going to say earlier, I was like, man, we got to stop, like, having kids decide what they want to be when they grow up, like when they're so young.
There's such, like, a push for it with children.
Well, because I
don't know why.
I think it's just kind of like, oh, what do you want to do? But when you're a child, first of all, you don't know of many professions. Right. And you definitely don't know of many professions that are going to be around when you're, 25 years old. But, like, when you're a kid, there's teachers, there's doctors, there's lawyers, there's firemen, there are what your parents do. That's basically all the professions you know. Right. And so you pick one of those when someone asks you. And I feel like for a lot of kids, I was definitely this way where I said it once and then maybe stuck with it for a while. Good, so... And then I stuck with it halfway through college before I was like, this actually isn't what I want to do. I don't want to go to medical school to go on to, like, another school for specialty and like start my career in, like, my
40s,
my, like, mid 30s or something. Yeah. I was like, that sounds terrible, especially for how much money the whole time I'm just spending money. Right. I'm like, oh, that and sounds not making any. Yeah. I'm like
we knew a girl at SMU that didn't get any scholarships and her parents couldn't pay for any of school. And so she literally took out student loans for her entire 4 years of SMU and extra because she wanted to be in sororities and she wanted to do clubs and stuff. So she took out extra to do all that and to pay her bills. And then took out student loans for med school Okay, she got into med school, and it's like, great. And she's just banking on the whole time that when she's a doctor, she'll be able to pay off all those loans.
Mm-hmm.
That's like,
there's a big
at
bet.
least $300,000 in student loans just for undergrad.
Right.
I don't even know how much med school is because we never got into looking at tuition prices.
Yeah, it's
like,
it's a big bet, and especially because you can so justify it when like you're young. Like young as in like a
like when
teenager,
you're like 17,
yeah,
you're
or
like,
even younger.
I can do that.
Yeah, because you're just like, oh, when I turn like, then I'll pay.
I'm making like $600,000 a year.
But like, like so many times in my life I've been like, when I was like 15,
also,
16, I was
when
like,
you're starting as a doctor, you're a resident for so long,
mm-hmm.
and you don't make that much money yet.
Right.
So, but now you're out of school and you're having to pay on your student loans. And your student loans are like $500,000. Your monthly payments got to be like through the roof. How are you surviving?
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a crazy plan. Please don't do that, kids.
Yeah, please don't do that. And like, you can totally like, there's been so many times in life where I've been like 15, 16, I'm like, oh, I'm pretty mature. I've got things mostly figured out in my life right now. And then years later, I'm like, oh, I had no idea what was going on. But now I've got to, and then years later, I'm like, oh, no. And like, even now I'm like, oh, I've got things pretty much figured out and whatever. And I was like, oh yeah, a couple years ago, I'm like, that was crazy. No idea what we were doing. And we were just kind of like really just in there. And like, it was wild. And like,
we're just going to push through, like keep our heads down.
Right.
Push through, graduate, and then figure it out.
Yeah. And
I'm sure above water.
Yeah. I'm sure like 3 years from now, I'll be looking back and be like going like, what the fuck was that crazy kid doing? But yeah, like the whole push for like when kids, like picking careers, like when they're kids.
Right.
What I found is like I majored in chemistry. In chemistry, there's a lot of people are wanting to go to medical school and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And now doctors are heavily male.
Right.
So when we were kids, it was like, like, oh, we need more female doctors. We need more female lawyers and whatever.
Right.
And so like 4 out of the 6 people graduated with my degree. 4 out of the 6 were female. I think they all one of them wanted to go to vet school and the other 3 wanted to go to med school. And then me and the other guy
both did other things.
Both like knew we were doing other things. Like halfway through our college, we were like, no, whatever.
Like too far in to stop. But
yeah. But it seems like it seems like there's such a lag between like the 12 years you're told as a kid, we need more of this. This is what you, and then like people, like kids, are like, oh, I want to be this, and it kind of concretes into their head that they want to be that, when maybe they don't know enough, or like maybe they're just like,
I just think you can't like. So I'm all about. I get what you're saying. Like, there was a huge push when we were kids, for STEM jobs, which is great.
Right.
And I do volunteer a lot doing STEM activities with young girls, with Girl Scouts and whatever organization. And I think it's really important to introduce girls to science and engineering principles and make them think that they're interesting. But at any of the events that I've done, we've never been like, okay, so now you have to be an engineer. Like we've never like pushed a career on them.
Right.
We've introduced them to different careers. Like one that I did with some people from work was before we got started on the activity, we like went around the room and said what like our job title was and explained what we did. Mm-hmm. Like just to introduce them, like if you're interested in these things, there's so many things that you can do and you should do research and figure out what you want. But like there was no like pushing a career on them. It was just like introducing them to like principles of robotics. Okay. And that was it. And I think those are the kinds of things you need to do.
Yeah.
When kids are so young, like you don't want to like brainwash them, I guess, into a career. Mm-hmm. You want them to be able to like find it for themselves.
Well, I think a thing is people don't realize how much of effect they have on people, on children.
Right. Yeah. Children are so malleable.
Yeah. And so when like if you say like, especially like if you're like a teacher, like you're with them like 8 hours a day.
Right.
When they're like very young, you're raising that kid in that way. Yeah. And so if you're like, oh, we need more like female, like I don't know a lot of children, but I've
I would hope not.
You have a niece and nephew, and I knew them when they were younger,
Mm-hmm.
but I've known some people that have like cousins or whatever that are like younger, and like, you know, they would like mess with them or whatever, and like you could see that it affected them for like a while.
Right.
Not like, you know, like it messed them up or whatever, but like I remember like had some friends, and they had like a baby cousin visiting that was like 5 years old. They thought it would be funny. It was hilarious to teach him how to cuss.
Oh gosh.
And for like a week, like his behavior was different.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you clearly like changed.
This young
Yeah.
child.
Yeah, because the child realized he could say this word, get a huge reaction out of it, but then his parents would punish him for it. And then like it's just like this weird like thing that he's like, I don't understand. And like
he's like, but these people like it, but these people don't.
yeah, and it's just like such a weird state. And it was nothing more than just like, for the kid, it was like such a big deal, but for everybody else, it was nothing more than like some kids like joking with them. Yeah.
Yeah. Kids are like, it's so fun to see kids like try to figure out the world, you know, because like humans love interacting with other people.
Right.
And it's like a big thing to kids when like they figure out something that other people are interested in. Because I mean, babies like are so boring sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, like they're adorable, but then they'll just like be trying to tell you a story, and it's painful.
Oh, because they can't get like thoughts together?
They don't know what they're saying,
Mm-hmm.
which it's important to like listen to them, let them figure it out for their development. But like, I'm not their parent. You know, I don't have to be the one doing that.
Yeah, and that's another thing is like, you know, in that situation, like the kids know exactly what they're saying.
Yeah.
And so to them, it made complete sense.
So you're just like, oh, wow, okay. And then just like being like fake interested. But when kids can tell that like you don't really care. But when they say something that people like actually have a reaction to, that they see that they're interested in it, they're like, oh, I need to figure out how to make this happen again.
Yeah.
You know, because they like realize like, oh, I got a genuine like interaction out of that.
Yeah.
So,
if like a child ever genuinely makes you laugh, that child will do the same thing 10 times in a row.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I struck gold. I'm going to do that again and again and again.
Yes.
And then when it dies off, they don't understand it. Yeah, but they don't know how to replicate it in a different way.
Right. I mean, that's just them trying to figure out how everything works.
Right.
You know?
It's wild.
They're like, oh, this made you laugh. I'm going to go say it to this person. It didn't make them laugh. They're like, what the fuck is going on?
Right. Yeah. And going back, you said something a while back that about how hard it is to get into vet school.
Oh, yeah.
And I wanted to just elaborate on one reason because, like, you know, knowing a lot of people wanting to go to medical school, there's a lot of, you know, I knew people going to dental school, farm school, whatever. And basically, it's kind of this stupid trickle-down thing where, like,
everybody tries to go to med school.
Everybody tries to go to med school. Some people don't get in. All those people then apply to vet school or farm school or dental school or whatever. And, like, it gets so competitive just because, like...
PA school.
Yeah.
DO school.
And it's competitive for, like, no reason. But also another reason why I wouldn't want to be a doctor nowadays, insurance companies. There's such a disconnect between insurance companies and doctors. Like, you know, you hear about, like, the stories all the time where, like, doctors will, especially, like, doctors are very careful in, like, how they word things to you just because they don't want to, like, make anything, like, seem like you have to do this or, like, you need this procedure or whatever.
Right.
Like, obviously, if there's, like, you're going to die if you don't do, like, obviously they'll say that, but it's not like, you know, you're at, like, the general doctor's office and, like, oh, I can use this thing to clean the wax out of your ear. And you're like, oh, sure. And they just do it and it takes, like, 10 seconds. And then you get the bill from your insurance company for, like, an unnecessary procedure. And it's, like, $3,000. And the doctor's so like, oh, stupid. I had no idea that was in, like, oh, it's, like, such a crazy thing. And there's, like, so many times where it's, like doctors can't do thing or, like, it's the communication. It's just terrible. And I'm like, that sounds god-awful to be just in the middle of like, the war between patients and insurance companies. And you're, like, just, like, so many people I know that wanted to be doctors, like, were genuinely good people that were, like, trying to help people. And to be in that situation and like your hands are tied and you can't actually help anybody, sucks. Or like to watch someone like refuse treatment because they can't afford it.
Yeah,
insane.
Sucks.
Yeah.
I have to go to an asthma specialist because I have severe asthma. My lungs don't like me.
Yeah, it's accurate.
Kind of how I explain it to people. And every time I go, I have to get this thing done called lung function testing, so you can chart pretty much how the medicine is working and like if it's improved or remains stable over time. And it's required at this doctor's office because that's how they chart how well everything's working for you. And if you can't chart that, then they don't really have anything to help you with, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it is not covered by insurance. Isn't that crazy?
No, yeah, it's insane.
So I have to pay like $150 every time I go to breathe into a tube twice.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Yeah, it's like, thanks.
And
it's like, it wouldn't be bad paying for things like if it wasn't covered by insurance. I mean, one, you already pay for insurance,
like
so it's
literally breathing.
But like, it's like,
and I'm doing the work.
Things are like so marked up.
Me doing it.
Yeah. It's like
I'm paying for me to exercise my lungs. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you go there to exercise your lungs and exercise your wallet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like it's insane how many things are like they're marked up like that. And it's just because like in today's day in America, it's just like it can be done, and that's why it's and that's what sucks about it. It's like, you see it all the time. You see it especially with things that need to be done. Like it's like obviously you need to with someone that has at times struggled breathing. You have medicine that keeps it under control, but that can change as your body gets used to medicines and whatnot.
My rescue inhaler. So a lot of times the thing that is brought up in the news, which it should be because it's way more overpriced than inhalers, but insulin and EpiPens.
Yeah, EpiPens
are so overpriced, and I have never experienced that, thank goodness. But my rescue inhaler that you need to literally breathe, like if you ever have an asthma attack and you don't have a rescue inhaler on you and people can't get to you in time, like you can literally die, is like $50. I just think that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's not covered by insurance, the brand that actually works for me.
Yeah.
And so
it's just like so strange that insurance can like when you have like a specific patient, it's like, oh hey, like this is like legitimately can like save my life, and they're just like, no,
it's okay.
Like for me, like I'm allergic to peanuts, and I haven't carried an EpiPen since I was a child, and now I don't need to because my allergy has kind of died down. I mean, I'm still
desensitized a little bit.
Yeah, I still have a little trouble breathing, and
gastrointestinal problems.
Yeah, I'll throw up and stuff, but I will not. I won't suffocate. Like when I was a kid, like my throat would like immediately close up, and like I was but I kind of grew up and out of it a little, just enough to where it's not life threatening, so I don't need to carry an EpiPen. But even if I had to carry an EpiPen, I probably wouldn't because I couldn't afford it.
Right, you would just not eat peanuts.
It's pretty easy to avoid. There have been times where like there's this one Thai restaurant we go to. And we won't name it, but
I think they cook everything together, like in the same. I don't know.
Well, like normally, like peanuts is a very common allergy. Like peanuts.
Yeah. And peanuts is also like a very common ingredient in Thai food. But Justin has specific dishes that he gets that do not have peanuts in them. But at this one Thai restaurant, which is my favorite one,
it's very good. It's very delicious food.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Because we can't really go, because every time we get something, even if it doesn't have peanuts in it, it says no peanuts. He has an allergic reaction to it.
Yeah, we've gone there. We've gone there twice together. I've thrown up both times. Both times
getting like a headache and
and just like all the telltale signs of my allergic reaction to peanuts. But it's just like there has to be some sort of cross-contamination happening in their kitchen, which is like...
Which, I mean, all Thai restaurants have, like, a little disclaimer that says...
Oh, yeah, like, you know, like you see it on, like...
it could contain peanuts.
Candy bars and things that are like, this product is manufactured in a site that also manufactures peanuts. And, like, for some people with peanut allergies, that's a no-go for them.
That's a no-go, yeah.
But for me, I'm like, whatever, that's fine. Because, like, if it
as
does...
As long as there's not peanuts in this specific thing that I'm about to eat,
and if there
okay.
is enough, I'll usually taste it. Because it's usually just like chocolate or whatever. It's like one ingredient. But like in the Thai food, it's like I can't taste it because there's so many other. There's spice. There's like vegetables, noodles, meats. There's so many other things going on.
Usually the peanut is like an aftertaste.
Yeah,
I've experienced.
Normally, I can't even tell you what peanuts taste like. It's more of a feeling I get. Like I've had some things where I'm like one time at Starbucks when I was working, someone had brought donuts, and I was working the later shift, and so when I got there was not a lot of donuts left, but there was like this one chocolate covered donut, and I was like, oh, I ate that, and it tastes like a chocolate covered donut, but I got a feeling. I was like, and I was like, oh no,
there must have been like stuff touching it.
There must have been like earlier there was some sort of I found out there had been a peanut butter and jelly donut in the box beforehand, and just being in the same box, I don't think there was anything on it, but just like whatever transfer. But I couldn't taste the peanuts, but I could feel that my body was reacting to it.
Yeah,
and that's how I usually know if there's peanuts in something.
So sad.
Yeah,
I love peanuts.
Yeah, I've gotten over it. At least the smell. I used to not be able to. I used to not be able to stand the smell of peanuts. Like growing up, my brother loved Reese's Puffs cereal. It smells like peanut butter.
Cereal. Great choice.
And we couldn't have it because like I could not stand the smell. Now I can tolerate it. I still don't like it, but I can tolerate it.
For a while, the only peanut butter that we had in the house was for the dogs, so that they would behave at bath time. Okay, here's the thing. I always tell you can have peanuts. Yeah, but for a while, you like hated the smell so much when we first started dating. So I was just like, eh. Well, it's because you're close to me. That's I think that's the kicker. It's like if we were like just like roommates, I'd be like whatever, but like. You're not. You're very close to me all the time. You're like, get away from me. Get away from me. You're eating peanuts again. Whatever. You say it even when I'm not eating. Oh, get away from me? Yeah, I like my personal space. I always want to cuddle. I know. You're like a dog. It's rude. Oh, our dogs. Your wife a dog. Our dogs are adorable. So I'm adorable? Yeah, of course. Okay. Are our dogs adorable? Yeah, of course they're adorable. Of course. They're so cute. Our dogs are the best dogs. Oh, 100%. No offense to anyone. No, completely offended. How does it feel to be out there and having a subpar dog? But I feel like that should be everybody's. Everybody should feel that way about their children. About their children, their pets, their loved ones. They'd be like, I meant dogs by children. Well, I think all that. Their loved ones, their whatever. They should be like, oh yeah, I have the best marriage out of everybody. Yeah, and I feel like you should think that. Yeah. It's like, yeah, my marriage is better because I'm in it. Yeah. Like, your marriage must be. And my partner, so we're the best. Yeah, and other people's marriages must be so boring. Yeah, I feel like everybody has to think that. Yeah. But when it comes to our dogs, like, being as objective as possible. They're the cutest little puppies in the world. But I will say this, like some people have ugly kids, some people have ugly pets, and I'm like, that's cool that you can love that thing, but I'm like, you gotta admit it's ugly, right? Yeah, definitely. Because I want an ugly pet. Because like I don't think you're on that boat anymore, but you kind of wanted a cat for a while. I did want a cat, but you didn't want a cat. No, I don't think our dogs would get along with a cat. Well, after Christmas, I would agree with you. Yeah. And you also wanted a bunny. I do still want a bunny.
also not gonna happen.
Like a French lap, they're like 30 pounds. It's like a small dog. They're bigger than cats.
Okay, but still not gonna happen.
Oh my god.
You know it's not gonna happen. Anyway, but
so rude.
But I wanted these. I can't remember what kind of bunnies they were, but they look like Adam Driver.
What?
They look like Adam Driver.
I don't know which ones you're talking about. I know all the bunnies. And I can't think of any that remind me of Adam Driver. In what way do they look like Adam Driver?
The nose. The bridge of their nose. And like their eyes. The spacing. Anyway, but like that's the thing. And like for a cat, I wanted a hairless cat.
Gross.
Yeah, like if I was, when it comes to dogs, I want a beautiful, cute-looking dog.
Why wouldn't you want to cuddle your pet? I don't understand.
I still would.
No, you wouldn't.
But I'd be like,
you
you're
cuddle skin. Ugh. In an animal.
We're two hairless apes sitting here on a couch.
I said in an animal. We're humans.
But I just don't want to deal with like sunscreen on a cat.
Can you imagine?
I can. It sounds terrible. But
no, I definitely want another dog. Eventually.
Yeah.
Not to give Justin a heart attack over here. He's very adamant that we're not ready for another dog.
We're not. Our dogs aren't ready for another dog.
I think Kylo still resents us for getting a second.
Kylo gives off big only child energy. And she is not an only child.
No, she hasn't been an only child for a long time.
Well, I feel like if Cass's personality is Cass loves people
way more than
he likes dogs, but he also he invades your personal space.
Oh my god. He is the most aggressive lover boy in the world.
And so he does it to her too.
Yeah.
Whereas like she's
he wants to love her.
Like she won't even like cuddle with you. She'll like lay near you.
Yeah.
And that's her form of cuddling. And she'll like look at you and wag your tail.
She's gotten to a point where at night, only at bedtime, she will cuddle with me very cutely. She
for a little bit.
For a while. I put out another pillow for her, so we have a king size bed. So Justin has his third and I have my third.
I can't believe you did that.
And then I put out a pillow for her, and then she will come and lay facing me on her pillow, and it's so freaking cute. And that is like the closest cuddling that she's done so far.
Right.
Other than that, at other times of the day, she will curl up in a little ball, maybe slightly touching you.
Yeah.
Maybe 6 inches at least away.
But like not near,
but
like near the bottom, like knee down.
Yeah. Like she wants to be near you, and that's how she cuddles.
Mm-hmm.
She like feels the connection in that way.
But Cass has to like be constantly pushed into you.
Yeah, like he will wake up because he feels like he's not close enough, even though he's already leaning against you, and so he'll wake up and do a little circle and get further against you, and like push.
Yeah, he's like overlapping on you and like pushing on you.
And then he just like sighs and then just like plops down.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's way more into like physical affection.
Mm-hmm.
And he does the same thing with like Kylo, where he'll like lay really close to her.
And she just gets up. She's like,
she gets up. She's like, this is terrible, and like leaves. And he's like, what's going on?
Yeah, and then he'll like look around, and then he'll just cuddle one of us.
Yeah.
But he's like realized that if he ever wants to cuddle one of us, and Kylo's in the way, he can just go be near her for too long.
Yeah.
So he'll be huffing and puffing and like trying to find a place to sit on the couch, just like walking around, trying to get up, and she'll just get annoyed and leave.
Yeah. He does seem
next
to
to me too long.
He seems to like really he likes his spots very particular.
Very particular.
Which is so like on the couch, it's literally just a cushion.
Yeah. And so
like
he like sits down, and if he's not comfortable, he like huffs and immediately stands back up.
But I don't know how much
to, like, rearrange the cushion.
I don't know how much he can manipulate it. It's a flat cushion. I just think he keeps pressing on it.
Sometimes like the foam in the cushion is like not how he wants it. So he'll like lay down, and if the feel isn't right for him, he'll just like huff, stand right back up, and then like push it around a little bit so that he can lay back down.
He makes the most noise.
He is so dramatic.
Out of like any dog I've ever had. And not like noise with like touching objects and stuff and whatever, but like noises he makes from his throat. Yeah. Like of the
he sighs.
The sign,
he's like, oh, not
like,
again.
Like the not even like crying or whatever, just like the groaning. Yeah. Like if you're laying down and like you rearrange and it messes with his comfortability, he'll go.
He's just like, how dare you?
Yeah, he hates it. Oh, I love him so much.
He's so cute.
They're so cute. All right, they're in the other room, and I'm gonna go see them.
We should go cuddle them.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you everyone for listening to another episode of the JK Cast. We appreciate you all for being here, and we're gonna go cuddle our little doggos.
Yep. All right. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.